What up, man? It's your big brother K-Rino. Let me give y'all some game real quick. Um, Mainly to, I guess I could, yeah, it's artists, business people, anybody. What you know? What that's what I do. Anybody that considers themselves to be a business person, this is a good message. But that's where I'm starting. But it really applies to just people in general, and y'all will see why. Correspondence and communication is very important. Not only is it very important because when you're doing business or even in a personal situation, um, just to communicate what's going on, the details. Something like, hey man, I'll be there in an hour. Hey man, I won't be there in an hour. I'm running a little late. I'll be there in an hour and a half. Hey man, something came up. I can't make it. That's communicating and corresponding because if there's a two-way situation, then you are one component of it. The person on the other side of it is the other component of it. So you owe the person on the other side to communicate, to let them know what's going on, where you stand, if y'all have something that y'all have to get done. Just say, for example, if that was a married couple and they had to communicate on who was gonna go pick up the child from school today, and the communication is off. So now this school got out at 3. The child is 5:30. He's still standing outside waiting for somebody to come pick him up. If nobody says, hey, okay, before we leave, are you picking up Junior today? No, I can't get him because I don't get off till 4. So, okay, well, I'll go get him. And you correspond and you put it together to make the situation work. It's nothing worse than people who don't do that in all walks of life. Business, I won't say especially business because the like I say, the personal side can be just as important depending on what's at stake. But the one of the reasons why it's nothing worse than that is because it's nothing worse than that. It speaks to character in a way. Now sometimes people can forget, or things can happen every now and then, but well, you give a commitment, it speaks to character. Okay, cool. And we all have been guilty of. Don't let me sit up here and act like I'm a perfect example of it. Um, so a lot of time when I make videos and stuff like that, I'll be talking to myself too. But here's the real deal. It's very easy to do. That's what makes it a big problem as well, is because it's really easy. It's really easy to just say, hey man, I ain't gonna make it. Hey man, something came up. Hey man, I'm gonna be a little late. People will respect you more than if you just vamp out, just go ghost, don't communicate, don't relay. That's like I say, that points to character, and it makes you look like, okay, you know what? I thought this cat was real, but this cat is not. And it's something that we all got to work on. We all have to work on it. But like I say, I know I'm not the perfect example in any aspect of life, but there are things that we're working to get better at, and we got to strive to perfect, even though we'll never reach perfection. But the flip side is the flip side of the flip side of the flip side is that you got to always put yourself in the other person's position on the other end of it. Because if you're the one who's being depended on, if you're the one that's being depended on, then the person on the other end depending on you, they depending on you. So it's like, oh man, you know. So you have to put yourself in that person's shoes and say, okay, well, what if the shoe was on the other foot and I was the one depending on them? How would I feel if this was being handled the same way? If they were handling me the way that I'm handling them, how would it feel? See? And I think that's one of the best ways um, to take things into consideration and really have understanding of why it's important to communicate and correspond. Because you're going to be the one who is dependent on somebody else in another situation at some point out in your life. I don't care what you say, what you think, who you are, who you're supposed to be, how big you are. And that's another thing. When people get too big to feel like they have to do that, that's a problem. That's a huge problem. When you feel like it's beneath you to reach out and say, hey man, hey, I'm gonna be late. Hey man, I ain't gonna be able to make it. Whatever it is that has to be said. Or even if you missed it altogether, and then you call or contact later to say, hey man, I apologize, man. Let me make that right, or I'm gonna make that right. Let's fix that. Let's get it together. That's even commendable. Even if the window had closed or the time had passed for you to do whatever it is you're supposed to be doing, that's even commendable that a person would back door and say, "Hey man, I'm sorry, man, my bad." You know, but you got to make it right. We all striving to do that. So I want y'all to keep that in mind as you move forward, because that's one of the things that I know that a lot of people don't like um, when they deal with other people. I don't like it. I don't like when I've done it. I don't like when people have done it to me. So let's all commit to work on that and fix any past little situations that we have to fix that are long gone with people. Let's go back and fix that. But in the future, whatever's going on, man, business, personal, correspond. Make sure the person that you're in dealings with, they know what's going on. All right, man, it's your big buck K-Rino. I'll catch y'all with another real soon. Much love. Peace. All right.